The atmospheric readings were clear: 93% nitrogen, 6% carbon dioxide, trace amounts of methane and hydrogen sulfide. Commander Zexhai of the Tristellar Consortium adjusted his environmental suit's filters for the third time that morning, the servo motors whirring softly as they recalibrated. Around him, his survey team performed similar rituals of survival, checking seals, testing oxygen levels, ensuring their protection against this toxic world they discovered at the edge of human space. Atmospheric composition is lethal to most known species, reported his xenobiologist Cretan, her voice crackling through the comm system. Even the hardy Vrex would require full environmental protection here. Zexhai nodded, his attention focused on the strange structures dotting the landscape before them. They were clearly artificial, too geometric for nature, too purposeful for accident. Pyramids of gleaming metal rose from verdant plains, connected by networks of crystalline tubes that pulsed with soft light. Most remarkably, these constructs showed no signs of environmental protection, no atmospheric processors, no enclosed habitats. "Sir," called out Venlas, their communications specialist, "we're receiving a transmission." The message came through in perfect galactic standard, which should have been impossible. No species in the database matched this world's atmospheric readings, and certainly none could survive here long enough to learn their language. "Greetings, visitors. I am Marcus Chen, and I welcome you to Earth." The team exchanged glances through their helmet visors. Earth, the name was in their files. The homeworld of the humans, that peculiar species that had emerged from the galactic rim 50 years ago. They'd made quite an impression on the consortium. Brilliant engineers, fierce warriors, and utterly unpredictable in their behavior. "Request permission to approach your settlement," Zexhai transmitted back. "Of course. I'm in the central plaza. Look for the guy without the helmet." Without the helmet? Zexhai's mandibles clicked in confusion. His science officer Drakmore was already pulling up atmospheric data on his portable display. "Commander, these readings. They're accurate. Nothing in our database can survive these conditions. The oxygen levels alone would cause cellular combustion in most species." As they approached the crystal structures, movement caught Zexhai's eye. A figure emerged from one of the buildings, bipedal, matching human physiological profiles from their database. But what stopped the entire team in their tracks was what the figure wasn't wearing. The human walked toward them in simple cloth garments, his head completely exposed to the deadly atmosphere. His skin showed no signs of atmospheric burn, no emergency oxygenation equipment, no protective measures whatsoever. In his hand he carried a small cup from which steam rose lazily into the toxic air. "Marcus Chen?" Zexhai's voice carried notes of disbelief that his translator couldn't quite convey. "That's me." The human smiled, an expression that his database marked as indicating pleasure or friendliness. "Beautiful morning, isn't it?" Cretan stepped forward, her instruments detecting the impossible. "Your atmospheric readings. You're breathing the local air directly. How are you surviving?" Marcus took a sip from his cup and gestured broadly at the sky above them. "This is our air. We evolved here. What you're reading as a toxic cocktail is just home." The science team's instruments went wild, cross-referencing atmospheric compositions with their species database. Zexhai watched the data scroll past. The nitrogen-oxygen mixture that would ignite most species' respiratory systems. The trace gases that would poison neural pathways. The atmospheric pressure that would crush delicate internal structures. "Your species evolved in this environment?" Drakmore's voice carried scientific fascination tinged with horror. "Not just evolved, thrived." Marcus raised his cup toward the burning star above them. "Our ancestors looked at boiling oceans and crushing pressure and called it an opportunity. They saw lightning splitting the sky and figured out how to harness it. This isn't a hostile world to us. It's paradise." He took another drink, and Zexhai realized it was some form of heated beverage, steam rising from the liquid as it mixed with the toxic atmosphere. "Your cities," Venlas observed. "They show no environmental containment." "Why would they?" Marcus laughed, a sound that their translators marked as expressing amusement. "We don't need to hide from our own world. That building over there, it's a school where our children learn. No life support systems, no atmospheric processors, just kids being kids under an open sky." The implications hit the survey team like a gravitational wave. Every species they knew of required extensive technological support to survive off their homeworld. The mighty Kreks needed pressure suits just to visit their own moon. The ethereal Yilnathi required atmospheric bubbles to maintain their delicate biochemistry, even in the most carefully controlled environments. But humans had evolved on a world so hostile that simply breathing its air would kill most known life forms. And they called it home. The temperature readings, Cretan whispered. Checking her instruments. The atmospheric pressure. The radiation levels from your star. Are exactly what we need to live our best lives, Marcus finished. He raised his cup again toward the blazing sun overhead. To Sul, the star that forged us, and to all the worlds out there waiting to see what a species born in hell can accomplish. As the human stood there, unprotected and unafraid under his burning sky, toasting a star that would blind most species, Zexhai understood something fundamental about humanity's place in the galaxy. They hadn't conquered the stars despite their harsh origins. They'd been prepared for the conquest by them. While the rest of the galaxy suited up to survive, humans had been born ready for anything the universe could throw at them. The warrior philosophers of the consortium had a saying, know your enemy's strength, but know your ally's origin. Looking at Marcus Chen, standing bareheaded under an alien sun in an atmosphere that should have killed him instantly, Zexhai realized that humanity's true strength wasn't in their technology or their warfare. It was that they called hell home and meant it as a compliment. Welcome to Earth, Marcus said again, raising his cup one more time. Hope you brought good air conditioning.